Hello, and welcome to today's trending contract, Assassination Run Dartmoor, set in Dartmoor and supplied to us today by Skitari24. So with no briefing, we'll move on to 5 familiar faces, and these are our targets, and we have with them a free map. So for today's challenge, we'll be starting as the mansion staff. We're going to have an oil canister stored up in the hallway, and we'll be bringing with us a remote micro taser and a silenced pistol. So right from the start and off the bat, we are going to go and retrieve our oil canister from the hallway across the entrance hall, and once we have that, we're going to make our way to the dining room and our first target, who is the weak-jawed Carlisle. I call him that because he is the weakest of the bunch. He's a bit of a walkover, a bit soppy. So we're going to make our way straight into the dining room area, and our target is currently at the piano, which means he has eyes on him. So we're going to wait for him to finish at the piano. The 2 housekeeping staff members off to our right will vacate the area, and our target will move over to the window. At that point, we are going to pour out our oil just by the sheet of paper on the dining table. We're going to drop our taser into the puddle and move a safe distance. So right now our target is currently engaged in a phone call, and when that finishes he will move over to the dining table, and we can then trigger the taser, which will ignite the oil and warm up our target for a short time. So first target taken care of, and next up we're gonna set up all of our remaining eliminations, starting with the 2 in the lounge area. So we're gonna go into the kitchen, grab a propane cylinder, into the kitchenette and grab some rat poison. We're going to take the propane cylinder and put that on the billiard table in the billiard room, ready and waiting for Patrick Carlisle, probably the most despised Carlisle member by me. We're then going to go to the study, which is out this way, and we're going to go in through the side door to avoid the enforcer serving staff member. We're going to add the rat poison to the bottle of water on the table, and then we're going to go back to the kitchen and retrieve the final propane cylinder, which we will then put in the lounge, and we will start eliminating our targets. Now while we're doing this, hopefully Rebecca will be making her way to the study, and she will be sampling the glass of water or bottle of water. So once we have the propane cylinder, we're going to make our way into the lounge. We're going to place the propane cylinder on the corner of the coffee table right there, and then we're going to check in on Rebecca, and she should right about now be in the study. She is actually drinking as we look over at her. So we're going to try and trigger a conversation between us and Patrick, which doesn't happen, and we need to do that to get rid of the maid. There is another serving housekeeping staff member in the room, and they are an enforcer. Now luckily for us, Patrick has decided to send them off to the graveyard. So while that is happening, Rebecca has finally turned up in the bathroom, and we can ask her, have you found our fish? Hecklefish Moriarty. He's down there somewhere with Gertie. Apparently no, he's not. He's off somewhere hiding from his debtors. So we're just going to wait right here while the enforcer housekeeping staff member makes their way past. We're then going to try and engage Patrick Carlisle once again in conversation, and this time round it works. He's going to ask us to go and find his lighter, I believe it is, and at that point we will then be able to ask the maid to leave us just as Patrick has approached the billiard table, and we are going to make our way upstairs and we are going to detonate our first propane cylinder from up here so that we get a nice clear view of the explosion. So down goes the obnoxious Patrick Carlisle. We're then going to make our way to the balcony overlooking the lounge, and unfortunately we have triggered quite a lot of panic, so everybody is kind of in panic mode except for Emma, and the private investigator is also in the room. Now he is going to engage Emma in conversation before she goes back to her usual routine. We're going to wait for all of that to play out before she approaches Gregory. They start a conversation and we can then detonate the second propane cylinder and get a 2-for-1 deal on the remaining Carlisles. So with all of our targets now taken care of, all that's left for us to do is to make good our escape, and the nearest available safe exit once we've picked up the keys will be the hearse. So there we go, one more trending contract taken care of, and we have confirmation the familiar Carlisle family have all been eliminated according to plan once again, and we get our silent assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.